Hello and welcome to a North Wales side-by-side video, and today tips and tricks, and it's tips and tricks about a hidden feature on the traction control system on the Yaris hybrids. Traction control is what controls wheel slip in slippy conditions. If you're driving along or accelerating and one wheel goes over a slippy grid, say, or a slippy white line or a patch of ice, traction control will kick in and stop that wheel spinning. But you can turn it off momentarily by coming down to the buttons on the Sense console and pushing the traction control button, which will flag a message up on the dashboard. Doing that now means you've got no traction control system on the car and you're in control of the car. But setting the traction control up like I just have, when you get to 40 miles an hour, traction control will then default and turn back on. But there is a hidden feature in these cars where you can actually turn traction control off and leave it off. But to arm it, you have to be parked up, in park, and not moving. So, to turn traction control off permanently, so it stays off at all speeds, you push your traction control button and hold it until you see these messages pop up on the dashboard. Traction control turned off, VSC turned off, pre-collision brake system unavailable. And these two warning lights, and they will stay on to tell you you've got no pre-collision, you've got no traction control and no stability control. But that will allow you now to drive your car at any speed with no traction control. It's off permanently. It will not turn back on at 40 miles an hour. It stays off at any speed. To turn the traction control back on is nothing more simple than pushing the traction control button again, and it defaults back to having all the systems now turned back on. Right, I'm going to show you an example now of having everything turned off the way I showed you. I'm just going to accelerate up this hill. Just to show you, it stays off and it doesn't default back to on when you get to 40 miles an hour like it would do normally if you just push the traction control button. As you saw there, we accelerated past 40 miles an hour and the system stays disarmed.